Quite a perky bunch you brought in, Mr. Cook.
That's what we want, isn't it?
Hey, hold him! Don't let him get away!
Well, Stephen, that's a pretty fair-sized bunch this time.
Hello, Major McKay.
We can use them.
Well, I know how badly the Army needs remounts.
We'll ride anything that doesn't try to ride us first. So when those southern horse breeders decided they looked better in gray, it left our cavalry flat on its boot leather.
Well, we can't have the cavalry with sore feet, even if it is a change. I'll bring in more the next time.
Good. Come to my quarters when you finish.
Thank you, sir.
Post number 1, stand by to open.
John Britton's.
The Major pleased. The new recruits have arrived, sir.
The Major's very pleased, especially with their commanding officer.
Thank you.
Good work, Joan. How was the trip?
Well, unexciting, I'm glad to say. We saw a few Indians, but they just looked envious. They didn't look hostile.
Good. Steve's at the corral with his string. I'll expect you both to lunch.
All right. When will the gentlemen learn that there are some ladies who don't have to be helped off horses?
I don't know. It's fun to be stupid.
You know, if there were more single girls in the territory, I might be jealous.
Well, there'd be one less if you'd be sensible.
How do they look?
Not very many, but a nice string. Where'd you dig them up?
Never tell the competition.
Shouldn't be any. Why do you keep at it, Joan? I could bring in enough horses for the two of us.
I know, Stephen. You're doing a wonderful job, but it's my job, too. As a matter of fact, it's the only job I know how to do.
I can think of another.
Is the man born yet who doesn't?
I guess not. It's the nature of the critter.
I know. And I'll think about it, too. I promise.
Excuse me, Miss Britton. Is it all right if I check your string later? It's almost time for mess now.
Of course, Sergeant. Come on, Stephen. The Major's invited us to eat with him.
Stephen, we've got to have more horses before winter sets in. What are the prospects of another drive?
Quite soon, I hope, Major. I've made contracts with every rancher in this part of the territory.
Except Joan.
Oh, well, she's just trying to hold out because I've got a special contract for her. Exclusive, permanent, and binding.
Stick to wild horses, Stephen. They're easier to catch.
Well, I'm certainly grateful to both of you for the job you've done. Horses are as important to this war as guns, cannon, and powder. If we'd had enough mounts for our cavalry to follow up and destroy the Confederate Army after Antietam, the war would have ended months ago. Instead, it goes on. May soon spread to us out here.
What do you mean?
I've had word that Stan Waddy is somewhere in this territory on a mission for the Confederacy.
Stan Waddy, I've heard that name someplace.
I'm sure you have. He's a Confederate general. But more important, he's an Indian. A Cherokee.
Johnny Reb must have a lot of gold braid if they send a general after horses.
I think he's after something bigger. The Indians themselves. If he can enlist the tribes against the Union...
We'd better slap leather and get a drive going while there's still time.
General Stan Waddy is really here to rouse the Indians. This will be no place for horse traders to do business. I just wish I had 1,000 remounts to send back instead of the 80-odd that you two brought in.
1,000?
2,000, 5,000, any number.
Major, I don't know if I can find you that many or how much they'd cost if I did.
That's no problem. I've just been authorized to pay $150 a head for any quantity of cavalry standard stock.
You won't have to pay that much. That is, if I can get them.
If you're figuring on trading with the Indians, Joan, forget it. All their herds are hidden way up in the hills. I know. I've tried to find them myself.
Well, who said anything about Indian horses? Just the same, Major. I think I can fill some of those empty corrals of yours. And there's no time like the present to get started. You'll be hearing from me soon.
Good.
Goodbye, Stephen.
Bye, Joan.
Good luck, Joan.
Hey, Yoke, I'm back.
You get back quick.
I was in a hurry. I have something important to talk to you about.
Taku yeshni water. Why yakinte?
But I'm not hungry. I want to talk.
Water.
Speak English.
Eat.
You're a cruel woman, Heyoka. But you're a good cook.
That's why I fat like buffalo.
Heyoka, You once told me about a big tribal council your father took you to, and the wonderful Sioux horses you saw there.
No. You find plenty horses. You make plenty money. You leave Sue alone.
But this isn't business. It's a thing of honor. I promised the Major 1,000 fine horses. I don't want to make a penny on them.
Sioux horses are sacred. They're a gift of brotherhood from the Nez Perce when Red Cloud's father's father was chief.
1,000 horses now may help to save many lives for both sides, if they help to bring peace.
Sioux horses hide in far hills. Long journey. Dangerous for white man. More for white girl.
Hey, Yoka, will you help me find Red Cloud?
Yoka too fat to ride horse, but too far to go alone.
How much further, Hiyoka?
Way back far, beyond the hills.
That's their tracks, all right.
Now, let's not get too close. We'll just keep them in sight.
There. There's more horses there than Abe's got whiskeys.
It's top horse flesh. There's 50,000 profit there, no matter what she has to pay.
Tell Chief Red Cloud how great the need is for his horses. Tell him they will help to end a dreadful war and bring peace and save the lives of men. Tell him to name his own price. It will be paid. Make him understand, Heyoka.
Red Cloud understand words that do not touch Indian hearts. White man always speaks with two tongues.
You must believe me, Red Cloud. You must sell us your horses.
Sioux people not sorry white men kill their brothers. Once they call us brothers, but they killed us too.
But that is past. Now the white men want you as a friend.
We do not listen to the forked tongue. Sioux horses are sacred. We will not sell.
The daughter of Makatao will bring no one here again. We go down and talk to the ornery devils now?
No, they won't sell her. John would have come out with a string. Besides, I'm not so sure I want to buy now anyway.
You mean you don't want that $50,000 profit?
I don't want a profit. I want it all. 150,000, maybe more.
I don't get it.
Naturally. The Indians won't sell, so maybe I'll just sort of requisition those horses for the army.
¿Qué más, Yapo?
Come in peace.
Peace.
Maybe I can help. I'm a doctor.
White man help Indian?
I don't look at the color of a man's skin. If he's sick or hurt and I can help, I do it.
We have medicine man. We trust him.
Maybe you should. My kind of medicine isn't always right. Gunshot? I wouldn't destroy her. I think she can be saved.
Not from bullet kill.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few that didn't. Fact is, I'm still carrying the effects of one myself. Well, let's have a try at it. If I fail, there's nothing lost. I'm lucky you're one fine horse to the good. Put her out to pasture for a while. She'll be as good as new.
You helped me, Jonathan. I'm not glad you must go.
You're the people who insist. I like it around here.
No, Jonathan. One time all land belonged to us. Now we have only these mountains. There will be no white man's road through them.
I think I can promise you not to build a road.
You cannot keep promise. You are white. There was a time when we would follow those thieves until the last man was dead. and a woman spy who led them to our lands. Now we fear to bring soldiers here. We fear to have them see our valleys and our pastures and drive us out. So we stay and heal our wounds while the white thieves go free.
They can be found and punished.
By white law? By a white man who shoots and kills Indians for no reason? He is yours.
Fred Cloud, I promise you, I'll keep an eye peeled for those thieves of yours. Thank you for the horse.
Morning. Dr. Westgate.
Well, how do you know,
Can the Ethiopian change his skin or the leopard his spots? Jeremiah 13.
Well, then, honor a physician with the honor due unto him. Ecclesiastics 38.
A prophet is without honor in his own country. Neither can a physician work cures on them that know him. Matthew 13.
Then, know him not, lest ye be afraid and suffer grievous wound. Philippians.
Be not fearful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. Malachi.
You win. I had to make him up after the first one.
Kind of messed that last one up myself.
You're gonna blow that animal's superficial flexor tendon. That is if you don't throw him over on his back first.
Vermont curiosity is a terrible power. I'm a Vermonter. Superficial flexor tendon, eh? You a veterinarian?
Oh, I've cured a horse or two.
I got a nice barn over there, just fit for a veterinarian to sit up in. I could look after things while you was out in calls.
Oh, thanks just the same.
Now, don't decide so quick. You might find you're saying no to just what you're looking for. Gonna be in town long?
Couple of days, I'm on my way to California.
Well, I'll tell you what you do. You look the location over while you're here. You'll find there's as many horses bought and sold and getting sick right here as any stop from San Francisco to St. Louis.
In this town?
You can't always judge by looks. Not if it's a town you're judging anyway. Morning, Joe.
Hello, Ahab.
You'd get to see a lot of her. She runs the livery stable in the express office. Joan Britton, Doc Jonathan Westgate. Doc here's an A1 veterinarian surgeon. Been telling me you ought to settle in this town.
Well, there's a real need for a good man.
Thank you. I
have a horse I'd like you to look at. That is, when you have time.
have plenty of time right now. In here?
No, he's out at my ranch. You follow me out.
All right, I'll get my horse. It's just a wire cut. He'll heal it himself. What are you glowering at?
I wasn't glowering, just thinking.
Thinking gives a woman wrinkles.
I was wondering how a man like you gets to be a horse doctor. You don't look like any vet I've ever seen.
How does a good-looking, beautiful girl like you get to be a horse dealer?
By appointment. My father appointed me to carry on his business.
Same answer. Ahab appointed me. He even offered me an office and all the four-legged patients I could handle.
Don't try to fool a woman. Your name's on your saddlebags. You're not a vet. You're a doctor.
Not anymore. When a man's been 2 years operating on war-mangled men and boys, watching them being brought in, their eyes full of trust that the doctor will give them back their lives, if not their limbs, and watching them die.
The doctor did his best.
Wasn't enough. Then I caught a bullet myself. I wasn't able to do the little I knew how. I guess I better be getting back to town and find out if it's a Hippocratic oath for horses before I decide to stay.
I'll go back with you.
Ahab, my horse is a little lame. Will you take a look at his left hind foot?
Tie him up. I'll get to it.
I'll spread the word around about our trip up north. Thought that'd heal up. Wasn't no more than a scratch. You better switch horses when we get back with the herd. All right?
Hello, John.
Well, I feel slighted and abused. I haven't seen you since I was a girl at Fort Laramie.
Well, I heard about some horse breeders up north and went up to see what they had. I'm on my way to the fort now with about 300 head. But I had the men to take them, and they could have been 10 times that.
I take off my hat to you. After all my big talk to the major, Red Cloud wouldn't let me have a single horse.
Red Cloud?
He's a Sioux chief. I barely got out of his village ahead of a flock of arrows.
Indians are apt to be touchy.
I know, I found that out.
Who's that?
Well, that's Jonathan Westgate, a doctor. He just got in town today. I hope he decides to stay. Well, I mean, we really need a doctor here, don't we?
That depends on who needs him.
What's up?
Uriah says his horse is lame. We can't find nothing.
Here, what's this? Hold his head a minute, will you? Is your horse? He's got something in its cut.
How would you like to mind your own business?
I'd like it, all right.
Get me down. You hear me? Let me down.
Just as soon as you cool off, my friend.
Let me down. Get me down. What's going on here? Get me down.
Just a moment.
I'll take care of it.
Easy, boy. There.
What are you doing to my horse?
Your horse.
Uriah works for me.
Stephen, this is Dr. Westgate. And Jonathan, this is Stephen Cook.
How are you? I noticed that horse begin to limp as we came in. Glad you were here. Maybe you're glad, but I'm not. Uriah! Is it all right to ride the horse?
Not very far.
Only a few miles. Change off as soon as you get back to the herd.
You better give this back to him.
He's my foreman. It's his job to protect the stock, not to attack people. I'm very sorry.
It's all right. No harm done.
Thank you. What was wrong with the horse, Doctor?
Piece of stone in his hip, pretty near bone deep.
Uh-huh. Must have been thrown up by a horse's hoof. See, we're moving a pretty large herd, almost 300 head.
300 head.
I'm a horse trader.
One of the big ones Ahab was telling me about?
I just pick up what I can.
Pick up what you can, indeed. He went clear up north to pick up this particular herd.
Indian horses?
No, why?
Can usually get Indian horses pretty cheap.
Oh, of course. It's my side.
How long have you had that pain? Peritonitis can be a nasty way to go. I'd get myself looked at.
See you on the way back, John. Doctor?
Stephen's no coward, but the very suggestion of death or blood completely undoes him.
I've known men like that.
No horse's hoof could throw a stone fast enough to make a hole that deep.
Isaiah 22nd.
Ahab, first verse.
You know, I've decided to take you up on your offer. You're right, this town has what I'm looking for. I think I'll stay.
Then you might as well have this.
No, I think maybe not.
Then I better hang on to it. And you better hang on to me. And between the two of us, we ought to stay alive.
That's right.
I say you're a pack of fools. The way it is now, we do all the work and Cook gets all the money.
Well, we get some.
It ain't much, but it's better than nothing.
Here's Doc. Hiya, Doc.
It's like a meeting. What's up?
Hello, Doc. Let me buy you a drink.
You can have my place, Doctor.
Thank you.
Joe here's got a problem, Doc. Go ahead and tell him, Joe.
Well, Cook tried to get some of my horses a spell back while I was away.
Joe threw him off his place.
Yeah.
Sounds like you solved your problem, Joe.
Yes and no.
Joe's got horses like the rest of us around here. Now, if the Army doesn't buy them...
The Army does buy them.
They buy from Mr. Cook. Mr. Cook's got the Army all sewed up.
They've got a different Army since I left.
He claims contracts on us.
Has he got them?
Not for my money, and I told him so to his face.
Oh, what's another yes and no? Some more of your handshake agreements with Uriah witnessing. Well, some of us signed pretty much the same way. But the trouble is, you get a man out in the mountains between here and the fort alone, and put him up against some of them plug uglies of Cooks.
Mr. Cook will eat you up and spit the bones out one by one. You can't fight Mr. Cook.
Well, don't fight him.
That's what I've been telling him.
We expect chicken talk from the likes of you, Gist. But I never thought you'd crawl and squirm before you even got touched. Why, there ain't a real man in this whole town.
Hey, easy there, Joe. You know, someday that boiler of yours is going to blow so high they'll have to bury you separate and often. I didn't say to knuckle down.
Well, what did you say?
I said don't fight a man when you can outfox him. That's right. Don't get picked off one by one. Get together. Take your horses to the fort in a bunch. Tell the commandant what you told me about the contracts. If it's true, you're in the clear.
It is true.
Doc's right.
That's the way we'll do it.
Sure it is.
Will you come along and talk for us?
Your horses are my patients. Just let me know. Thanks for the drink.
Okay. We'll spread the word around the neighborhood. Tell everybody that's interested.
I know one that'll be mighty interested.
What do you mean by that?
I may be short on horses, but I got as many neighbors as anybody else.
And a week from Wednesday will give us plenty of time.
And we'll all meet at Wilson's
We'll
draw.
start at dawn. It's a long haul to the fort.
I'd like to see Cook's face.
I'll buy you a drink on that. Come on. Come on. Let's have a drink.
How many drinks did Joe buy you?
He's having a little trouble about his horses. I advised him to sell direct to the fort.
But he has a contract with Stephen Cook.
Men don't think much of those contracts, Joe.
Well, Stephen's provided our army with most of the horses it's gotten from this section.
That's strange talk from one horse trader about a rival. Or maybe he's more than that.
I think you better confine your diagnosis to your patients, Doctor. I also think you better be going.
Well, that'd be too much trouble for both of us.
What do you mean?
We'd have to figure out a way to get me back. How's that diagnosis?
It's correct. And I hate you for it. But try to be fair to Stephen, won't you?
If you want me to. You know, I'm kind of glad I found this town. Some of the people are even nicer than the horses.
Boys, and come in the house. Take care of that paint for me. I ride nothing but the best.
Oh, Mr. Cook. Just a minute, Mr. Cook.
But I have time.
Better have it before sunrise, Mr. Cook.
Come on in.
Whiskey! Doc! I was scared of missing you. I got a sick horse. Don't know what ails him.
Oh, I'm in a hurry, Gist.
Oh, well, just around the corner, Doc. Won't take you a minute. I tell you, Doc, it's beautiful.
All right, come on, I'll look at it.
right in here, Doc.
Seems to be the matter.
Likely-looking bunch. Sure is.
Now, you boys keep back in the trees. If there's any trouble, ride in.
Where's Doc?
He'll be along.
Well, I sure hate to leave without him.
Doc Westgate knows how to get things done.
You're right, Sam. Morning, boys.
Hi there.
You see, Doc bet he could get together a bigger herd of horses in one day than I could scrape up in a week. This morning, he told me to come over here and pick them up. And I thought I was betting on a sure thing. I didn't think he could do it.
Don't listen to him. He's got something dirty up his sleeve. We're selling our horses direct to the Army.
They know about my contracts, Joe.
No, they don't. But they're sure gonna.
You're wasting your time. Even if you offered to double McKay's payoff, he'd have to turn you down. Why, it'd be like signing his own court-martial, making deals with half the countryside.
So they got McKay all sewed up, too.
Why do you think Doc set you up like this for me? It was worth $1,000 to get all this loose talk I hear stopped at one swoop, and for good.
You're lying.
You're a hard man to convince.
You bet your life I am, by anything you say. All right, men, let's get this drive started. Come on.
Well, now, Joe, that fort's a long ways.
And it'll take a long while to get there and back.
Maybe you could have made a mistake, Joe. Yeah, Joe, maybe you made a mistake.
You're letting Cook scare you?
There's no one scared, Joe.
Then just don't say you ain't. Show it. Let's get started. Come on. Why, you yellow, pasty-bellied cowards!
Joe, take it easy.
You stay here and crawl. Joe!
Well, you boys think it over and let me know.
What do you think, Doc? Yeah, what about that deal, boys? What do you think about that?
Hey, there goes Baird.
You know, he could run into a lot of trouble on the way to the fort. Keep an eye on him.
Makins, Doc? Relax, relax. You're just waiting.
When'll Cook be here?
You don't tell me and I don't ask.
Tell the boys when they're through to come in the house and have a drink.
All right.
Good evening, Jonathan. I thought you might have changed your mind and decided to be more friendly.
With a horse thief?
I can't break my arm.
Tell them to drop their guns.
Drop the guns.
The knife, too. Now tell them to get out of here.
Go on, get out.
Those horses, bring them over to the hitching rail. Right back up. All right, get over with the rest of them. The other end of this rope gets tight onto my saddle. Just in case any of your men try to follow it. He may hang sooner than you expect. Now get on that horse. Come on, get on. Quit stalling.
It's my side again.
Climb on that horse.
Get...
He's not faking, Doc. He's had trouble with that side before. Probably his appendix. I think maybe you better get him inside and fix him up before it's too late. For both of you.
Pick him up and carry him inside. Try these. My instrument's hot. I want my scalpel. Thin-bladed knife with a long white handle.
I can't find it, Doc.
It's funny. All right, Uriah, give me that knife you're so fond of. Put a blanket back. You hold his arms. Grab his feet. A little lamp higher. Hold tight, buddy. Hold tight. Now that's it. So move him. He'll either walk out of here by himself or you can bring a box in for him.
Place looks like he just stepped out for a beer.
Oh, he didn't intend to leave town. I know that.
Couldn't have. Both his horses are still here.
It's as if the earth swallowed him up.
Or somebody put him under it. Oh, now, if I ain't talking like an old hen, a lot of things could happen that ain't bad. Why, I remember once back in Vermont, dropped in on a fella during Applejack season. Well, sir, about 3 weeks
Hey,
later...
I'm worried about him.
You're well enough to have your head bashed in.
If you'd had nerve enough for anything like that, you'd have done it when you had the knife on you.
Uriah doesn't understand medical ethics. He's a doctor, Uriah. Life's sacred to him.
Sacred, but not safe. Funny, the number of lives I wanted to save and couldn't. If you'd known about them, there wouldn't have been enough whiskey to keep you still.
Shut up. That operation saved your life. Don't throw it away. You see, I have my ethics. And my limitations, too. What do I owe you?
You got a horse I like, that paint.
Saddle the paint for the doctor, Uriah. Take it and get out.
You know, Cook, the first time you feel up to riding into town, you're going to get a shock.
Oh?
Now, while you were being carved by the local vet, Joe Baird and the rest of the ranchers that you've been cheating out of their eye teeth were selling their own horses at the fort. Another operation I performed successfully. Many thanks.
Joe Baird.
Where'd you find him?
Between Wilson's draw and the fort. And this is what killed him. Stabbed in the back. And it's one of Doc's knives.
Stabbed in the back?
No wonder the doc left town.
Jake, who is it?
Sam Martin just brought in Joe Baird's body.
Joe Baird? Well, how did it happen?
I found this by his body.
But that's Jonathan's. You don't think he did it?
Some people rather kill than pay back $1,000 because one stubborn fellow won't go home.
Well, by chunk it.
Ain't my saying. Well, there's Simmons, your express agent, Miss Britton. Ask him.
Mr. Cook deposited $1,000 in Dr. Westgate's name the day of his disappearance.
Hi, Ahab. Sam, Tom. Why don't you boys make out with the horses you sold the army?
Somebody get a rope!
Yeah.
Come on, man!
You better get a big one, then. You're going to have two of us to hang.
What's this all about?
Jonathan, please!
Hold her, hang, you idiot!
Crazy?
They think you killed Joe Baird.
Joe Baird?
Sam Martin found his body with your scalpel next to it. Jonathan, where have you been?
Cook's been holding me prisoner. I can explain it to them.
Close this door behind me. I'll decoy him so you can get away.
Where are you going? I tell you, I didn't kill Joe Baird.
I know that. Give me your hat, boy. I'll meet you at Jones later.
So you did operate, and the operation saved his life.
Masiche.
What?
Too bad.
Not really. Kind of saved my life in a way, too. I thought that red bullet that cut my hand had destroyed a surgeon. I found out all I'd lost was my confidence. Now I've got it back.
It's Ahab.
Evening, ladies. How are you, Jonathan?
What do you mean, risking your neck like that? This is my trouble. I'll take care of it.
According to the Psalms, the Lord is a very present help in trouble. This time he gave me a fast horse and a head start.
Can't keep running. Got to talk to him, explain.
Kind of hard to talk with a rope around your neck.
Here, I'll just...
Oh, tain't
now
nothing.
sit down.
I took out this afternoon. You were saying
Keep
something
still
about...
a minute.
Something about Cook.
Yeah, I've been his guest.
That's how they got a hold of Jonathan's scalpel.
Oh, you got a good horse out of the deal at least.
It's not my horse. Belongs to Red Cloud.
Red Cloud?
How do you know? Injuns don't brand their stock.
There's a scar on his shoulder that's a dead ringer for the one I left on Cook's belly. Took a bullet out of that horse before I came to this town.
Bullet? I didn't know the Sioux had guns.
Cook has.
That's how Uriah got that arrow in his horse. But it ain't gonna help you much.
Well, it proves that Cook's a thief and a murderer. A man who'd raid the Indians and make up a story about horses from the north just to hide his crime would murder Joe Baird and plant my scalpel for the same reason.
It's hard for me to believe Stephen would go that far.
Yeah, it's gonna take a heap more than your say, Doc, to convince that crowd about Cook.
Red Cloud could convince him.
But Jonathan, would he?
Yeah, he might return the favor. It's 3 days to his village and back. You meet us at Mile Fork on Saturday morning. I'm going to bring Red Cloud back here to identify his horse.
We'll be there. With the horse.
In the meantime, keep him in the barn out of sight.
Put as much distance between you and town as you can before daylight.
Bye. Confederate States of America. I come to talk to Red Cloud. So I ask you to come with me, to help me prove that I am innocent and to receive justice for yourselves.
It is too late.
Too late for justice?
White man has no justice for Indian.
Is that why you set your mind on war? War in which your young men will die and your old men and your women will be left homeless? War in which your land will be destroyed?
We have no land while your people rule.
Our minds are not set on war.
Yet your pastures are deserted and your horses are hidden. Is this not the way the Sioux prepare for war?
We hide the horses because these pastures are known to many of your people. Maybe war comes, maybe not. Guns are a gift of Great Coat General Stanwati.
The Cherokee General?
He has called a great council of the tribes. We will learn if it is good for the Sioux to join the Great Coats, then we will fight till you are driven from our lands. If true, your justice is for white and for Indian, we must know before our thoughts turn to war. If true, we must tell the others who come to the Great Council. I will go with you. I will look at the horse. If he is mine, I will tell your people.
Good.
Have another, Ahab.
I don't know as I rightly should, Tom. In Proverbs it says, "Look not upon the wine when it is red, for at the last it biteth like the serpent and stingeth like the adder." On the other hand, in 1 Timothy it says, "Drink no longer water, but use a little wine for thy stomach's sake." Reckon I can't refuse to help an old friend like my stomach after all it's done for me.
Well, friend or no friend, you shouldn't have done what you did for Doc Westgate.
That weren't friendship, that were justice. Ain't I been telling you Doc couldn't have killed Joe Baird?
Wasn't nothing but a doctor's knife alongside Joe's body.
And I told you I know how it got there.
Now, Ahab, I didn't mean nothing.
Then don't talk what you can't prove. All of you'll know who did the killing when you see what's in Joan Britton's barn. And then we'll have justice. Do you hear?
Looks like the liquor was talking more than the blacksmith.
Believe me, Mr. Cook,
He couldn't possibly know where that horse came from.
He had dealings with Red Cloud, he told John. Here.
Oh. There are over 300 head of horses in that herd, and not one of them had a brand on it.
It's better than a brand. It's Doc's signature. I don't know, I'm wearing one myself. Get up in the loft and get some hay down here against these stalls.
This makes us top dogs around here, eh, Mr. Cook?
Yeah, come on, hurry up.
hay's burning good before you jump. And come out alone.
I don't believe much in excess, Jake, but a little whiskey is soothing.
Looks like Joe's place is on fire.
The Britton place is on fire. Come on, man!
Did you save the horse?
No. What are we going to tell Jonathan about Red Cloud's horse?
Well, it's a smart piece in my old fork. Maybe we'll think of something before he and Red Cloud get there.
Well, they say the truth never hurt anybody. I guess this is where we find out if that applies to Indians, too.
Why in Tunket couldn't I stick to the Old Testament instead of getting liquored up and shooting off my mouth?
Who could have done it, Ahab?
That's easy. Only one man in the territory is mean enough to burn a horse alive.
Not Stephen.
No, he wouldn't do such a thing by himself. He'd get Uriah to do it. Uriah'd do it out of pure orneriness. The way I figured he killed Joe Baird.
Then the promise Jonathan gave is no longer a promise.
Well, that's true, but...
White woman's words dodge truth as running deer the arrow. The Sioux is a hunter, not an animal to fall into a clumsy trap.
No, Red Cloud, she speaks the truth. These people are friends.
Your friends. So they talk no more of justice or of punishing the evil ones.
But Red Cloud, you've got...
You think I'd forget this woman's face?
Forget it?
The spy of the horse thieves.
That isn't true.
Get on your horses. The council will decide. Now, Anthopol.
If the army could only have a part of these horses.
Your time. Up ho! You pay!
Şu Kleşkal'ın dena have we time on the fellow.
I am Red Cloud.
I am General Stanwadi. Your absence among our enemies have troubled us. We are happy for your safe return.
Excuse, General, it was my fault.
Yuchpapo, obnicie ktao I chałbo.
Call yo.
Sioux, Ogallala, Nez Perce, Cheyenne, Crow, Blackfoot. That's a war party and a big one. Doc must have known we were behind him. He's been leading us right into this. Look, there's the Sioux horses. Well, what do we do now? Take them. Take them? Uh-huh. There's enough Indians over there to fight an army, and we ain't exactly got an army. We will have. I want one of the boys to go back to the fort and get Major McKay. McKay? I said we'd have an army, didn't I? You tell him I've been expecting a herd of horses from up north. You didn't show up, so I got worried. I know how badly the army needs horses. I rode out to meet you and found you'd been holed up by hostile Sioux. So I decided to push on through.
Oh, anything for the Union, bless her.
But the Indians are on our trail, and we need Major McKay's cavalry.
We need McKay's cavalry to help us steal Sioux horses. That's a good one.
No, to stop what looks like a Sioux uprising.
I'll send Al. McKay ought to be here by morning.
Our hearts are glad to see our brothers here. For all of us, our brothers. The Sioux, the Crow, the Blackfoot, the Cheyenne, the Ogallala, the Nez Perce, and the Confederates. The Bluecoats who have driven you from your lands have now come into our homes. They would drive us too into the sea. But we will stand together, and together we will defeat them. We will force them to divide their armies and fight two brave enemies at once. With the guns the Confederates provide, the tribes will push the Bluecoats out of the West, and our sacred institutions will be saved.
I don't think the Sioux'd like being enslaved. And I don't think the Nez Perce would like it much either. Or that the Blackfoot or Cheyenne would cringe before a master who cowardly slaps an innocent servant.
He will not run away. Only our own people will speak at this gathering.
I'm a Cherokee.
Truth does not come from the skin. It speaks from a man's heart.
And you have an Indian heart? Prove it.
Do you know what it is to run the gauntlet?
I know, and I do not refuse.
Men from every tribe must be in the line of death. If he survives, he may talk freely.
You start down at the end of the line. You have the right to evade blows if you can. The warriors must keep one foot in place.
I do not say that all of the people on my side are good. I do not pretend that we have always treated you justly. And I do not promise that if you help us now, there will be eternal brotherhood between all of you and all of us. I was taught by a wise man, by Chief Red Cloud, not to promise that which is not in my power to keep. He who makes promises for other men and other times lies, and he knows it. Among my people, those whom you call the Bluecoats, there is a belief that no man should be hurt or made inferior because of his race. That belief is strong with us. So strong that men are willing to die for it, and are now fighting a great war. That is all I have to promise. I speak not with a forked tongue.
The Sioux will not fight in this war.
The Cheyenne will not fight in this war.
The Nez Perce will not fight in this war.
The Ogallala will not fight in this war.
I don't know what they're doing, but they sure got their minds on it.
Yeah, not on horses. Let's start. The closer McKay is when they find out their horses are going, the better I'll like it. All right, come on! You bloodthirsty fool!
You have spoken well.
Well enough to convince the other chiefs, I hope.
You will know when the council meets again.
Position signali Baghdadi.
Where's Papo? Your people are stealing our horses.
I was a fool to trust you. You're clever, Jonathan. This time your trap worked. I will deal with you when the Grey Coats' rifles have driven your friends away. Kashkapo, my head!
the horses!
They're turning them.
As soon as I drop him, the fat's in the fire.
Yeah, drop him.
Hey, you can't let him go. We can't leave him.
Got to, that's why he did it.
They haven't fired a shot since sundown.
I don't shoot at what they can't see.
They're gonna try to burn us out. We stand a better chance afoot.
Looks like there's another way out north of that hill. You can make it, Joan.
No, I'm not going to go without you. I don't want to leave you.
But you've got to. I got some business with Cook. It'll take me all night to get to him. It's a long way to crawl. Go on. Good luck.
We haven't time to argue now. But if you fire one shot at those Indians, there will be a war.
I'll have to decide that, Joan. We can't leave you here. We'll have to take you with us. Are the Indians behind those hills?
Yes, but...
We'll circle around. Come up behind them from above.
Yes, sir.
Major McKay, I beg of you.
Men are dying there, Joan.
Joan! Now go out there, sir.
No, we're moving on. Forward.
Lee, try to get up to the north end of the canyon. Bring McKay down here. McKay, don't! McKay's coming. He'll get us out of this.
McKay?
Yeah, I sent for him. Told him the Indians had me holed up. He'll be here, I swear it.
Just to pull your rotten chestnuts out of the fire.
No, wait for McKay. He's got to get here soon.
And when he does, Stan White, he'll have his war. Get up! Get up!
What are you going to do?
Fort Stewie's here. McKay's got to come from there. We're going to get out of this canyon and meet him.
We'll never get past the Indians.
Then we'll get through them. Go on, get going. And you first.
Makte aluta, ekte amaya.
Joan tried to warn me, but I foolishly believed Cook's story.
I guess a lot of people believed in Major. Look!
I come to see a white man's promise kept, Jonathan.
And the justice that is neither white nor Indian, Red Cloud. Here's your man.
It is good.
I speak to Red Cloud and his people for my people. We cannot bring to life those that have died, but we join you in mourning those brave men. And we will punish their murderers. You'll be paid honestly and justly for the horses that were stolen. Let there always be peace between us.
Where there is justice, there will be peace.
Ever will be mighty happy when they see those splendid mounts. And I guess they'll be glad to get back a fine field surgeon, too. We'll miss you, Jonathan.
You know, Captain, sometimes I think you take a coward's way out. I think you'd rather face Reb gunfire than a minister.
Oh, I'll be back. This territory needs a good veterinary. And you need a good husband.
I come in peace. Peace. Maybe I can help. I'm a doctor.
White man help Indian?
I don't look at the color of a man's skin. If he's sick or hurt and I can help, I do it.
We have medicine man. We trust him.
Maybe you should. My kind of medicine isn't always right.
The gentleman learned that there are some ladies who don't have to be helped off horses.
I don't know. It's fun to be stupid.
You know, if there were more single girls in the territory, I might be jealous.
Well, there'd be one less if you'd be sensible.
How do they look?
Not very many, but a nice string. Where'd you dig them up?
Never tell the competition.
Shouldn't be any. Why do you keep at it, Joan? I could bring in enough horses for the two of us.
I know, Stephen. You're doing a wonderful job, but it's my job, too. As a matter of fact, it's the only job I know how to do.
I can think of another.
Is the man born yet who doesn't?
I guess not. It's the nature of the critter.
I know. And I'll think about it, too. I promise.
Excuse me, Miss Britton. Is it all right if I check your string later? It's almost time for mess now.
Of course, Sergeant. Come on, Stephen. The Major's invited us to eat with him.
Stephen, we've got to have more horses before winter sets in. What are the prospects of another drive?
Quite soon, I hope, Major. I've made contracts with every rancher in this part of the territory.
Except Joan.
Oh, well, she's just trying to hold out because I've got a special contract for her. Exclusive, permanent, and binding.
Stick to wild horses, Stephen. They're easier to catch.
Well, I'm certainly grateful to both of you for the job you've done. Horses are as important to this war as guns, cannon, and powder. If we'd had enough mounts for our cavalry to follow up and destroy the Confederate army after Antietam, the war would have ended months ago. Instead, it goes on. May soon spread to us out here.
What do you mean?
I've had word that Stan Waddy is somewhere in this territory, on a mission for the Confederacy.
Stan Waddy, I've heard that name someplace.
I'm sure you have. He's a Confederate general. But more important, he's an Indian. A Cherokee.
Johnny Reb must have a lot of gold braid if they send a general after horses.
I think he's after something bigger. The Indians themselves. If he can enlist the tribes against the Union...
We'd better slap leather and get a drive going while there's still time.
General Stan Waddy is really here to rouse the Indians. This will be no place for horse traders to do business. I just wish I had 1,000 remounts to send back instead of the 80-odd that you two brought in.
1,000?
2,000, 5,000, any number.
Major, I don't know if I can find you that many or how much they'd cost if I did.
That's no problem. I've just been authorized to pay $150 a head for any quantity of cavalry standard stock.
You won't have to pay that much. That is, if I can get them.
If you're figuring on trading with the Indians, Joan, forget it. All their herds are hidden way up in the hills. I know. I've tried to find them myself.
Well, who said anything about Indian horses? Just the same, Major, I think I can fill some of those empty corrals of yours. And there's no time like the present to get started. You'll be hearing from me soon.
Good.
Goodbye, Stephen.
Bye, Joan.
Good luck, Joan.
Quite a perky bunch you brought in, Mr. Cook.
That's what we want, isn't it?
Hey, hold him! Don't let him get away!
Well, Stephen, that's a pretty fair-sized bunch this time.
Hello, Major McKay.
We can use them.
Well, I know how badly the Army needs remounts.
We'll ride anything that doesn't try to ride us first. Now, when those southern horse breeders decided they looked better in gray, it left our cavalry flat on its boot leather.
Well, we can't have the cavalry with sore feet, even if it is a change. I'll bring in more the next time.
Good. Come to my quarters when you finish.
Thank you, sir.
House number 1, stand by to open.
John Britton's.
The Major pleased. The new recruits have arrived, sir.
The Major's very pleased, especially with their commanding officer.
Thank you.
Good work, Joan. How's the trip?
Well, unexciting, I'm glad to say. We saw a few Indians, but they just looked envious. They didn't look hostile.
Good. Steve's at the corral with his string. I'll expect you both to lunch.
All right. When will the... Hey, Yoka, I'm back.
You get back quick.
I was in a hurry. I've something important to talk to you about.
Taku yeshni wota. Wayatinte.
But I'm not hungry. I want to talk.
Water.
Speak English.
Eat.
You're a cruel woman, Heyoka. But you're a good cook.
That's why I fat like buffalo.
Heyoka, you once told me about a big tribal council your father took you to, and the wonderful Sioux horses you saw there.
No. You find plenty horses. You make plenty money. You leave Sioux alone.
But this isn't business. It's a thing of honor. I promised the Major 1,000 fine horses. I don't want to make a penny on them.
Sioux horses are sacred. They're a gift of brotherhood from the Nez Perce when Red Cloud's father's father was chief.
1,000 horses now may help to save many lives for both sides, if they help to bring peace.
Sioux horses hide in far hills. Long journey. Dangerous for white man. More for white girl.
Heyoka, will you help me find Red Cloud?
Heyoka too fat to ride horse, but too far to go alone.
How much further, Heyoka?
Way back far, beyond the hills.
That's their tracks, all right. Now, let's not get too close. We'll just keep them in sight. Look there. There's more horses there than Abe's got whiskeys. It's top horse flesh. There's 50,000 profit there no matter what she has to pay.
Tell Chief Red Cloud how great the need is for his horses. Tell him they will help to end a dreadful war and bring peace and save the lives of men. Tell him to name his own price. It will be paid. Make him understand, Heyoka.
Red Cloud understand words that do not touch Indian hearts. White man always speaks with two tongues.
You must believe me, Red Cloud. You must sell us your horses.
Sioux people not sorry white men kill their brothers. Once they call us brothers, but they killed us too.
But that is past. Now the white men want you as a friend.
We do not listen to the forked tongue. Sioux horses are sacred. We will not sell.
The daughter of Makatao will bring no one here again.
We go down and talk to the Only Devils now?
No, they won't sell her. John would have come out with a string. Besides, I'm not so sure I want to buy now anyway.
You mean you don't want that $50,000 profit?
I don't want a profit. I want it all. 150,000, maybe more.
I don't get it.
Naturally. The Indians won't sell, so maybe I'll just sort of requisition those horses for the army.
شركة كما نبدأ شو قاش كما يدعبو
I've been living inside of you, but I guess it's time I set me free, and there's nothing that you can do. I hope you can see.
I can't seem to keep people around me, cause I'm scared that they might know the truth all about me. Then they might doubt me, there's no other route. I wanted to shout, but it's too late now, cause I'm drowning. Got two-faced like I'm a clown, man. Life is too great, no, it's astounding. I'm in good shape, ma, but you know that I'm drowning like a cup in a cage. I can't cope with this hopelessness, though I try to be open and go with it, but I'm soaking in the pain like the wind never stop flowing in. As I'm floating in a glowing river through a golden gate, trying to motivate. Yeah, I do my fucking best, but there's two voices in my head, I just can't. I just fucking can't.
Cause I've been living inside of you, but I guess it's time I set me free, and there's nothing that you can do. I hope you can see me, cause I've been living inside of you, but I guess it's time I set me free, and there's nothing that you can do. I hope you can see.
Baby, what you acting like this? You be fine, trust me, just in time we get along. No, leave me alone. Why, yes, can you see that you are alone, big? We're now sitting in our own throne, big. We need nobody, can you see it through? But it's not you whom I should be listening to. Guess what, big? Nobody fucking needed you. No, and nobody fucking needed me. Yeah, they never needed us. Like when they nailed Jesus up, there's no fucking heaven, then they don't believe in us. But they my friend, I'm the only one that you can trust. Yeah, god damn it, you an idiot. Go online, be a slave for the media. Like you forgot what your father said. Are you serious? Look at yourself, big. You fucking idiots.
Cause I've been living inside of you, but I guess this time I set me free.
Oh, I love you. I
there's nothing that you can do.
Fuck the guy is always I see.
I
never run away.
That you can do.